So I'm about to do a lot, perhaps the most. I want to dye my hair. I want to get the house clean. A lot. It's just a lot. And I'm going to smoke a whole lot as I get it done. You would think I'm already lightly toasted because I just tried to stick the mouthpiece into the mouth of the glass, and that's not how it goes. It goes like this. I should just stop smoking in here. I have to keep going to get stuff because I don't trust to leave the stuff on the counter in here because I think I'll knock it over. But what better place to knock it over than in the bathroom, right? And guess what? Mr. is allergic to cannabis. I told y'all a story before, but I told you quickly, not in a full ass story time. But yeah, y'all, he's allergic. Details to come. Right now, I have, like I said, on a general wash day, there's not enough time in the day to mess with my hair and the rest of the house, but I'm about to go fuck with this GSD in about 15 minutes, and it's going down. I'll let y'all know how much I got done later. Ooh, I wonder. And another reason not to smoke, there's several reasons not to smoke in here. I use alcohol in here a lot. Well, we use alcohol everywhere a lot because we don't use sanitizer. But hey, whatever you need to do to protect yourself, do what you gotta do. We don't use hand sanitizer. Not because we don't like it, quote unquote. We just don't trust it to actually do what it says it does as effectively as plain old alcohol always has done. So we just use alcohol. I mean, I get it. Our colonizers taught us that whatever we need, they gonna look after us, and there's no place we can get what we need better than what they can give us. I promise, that's only CBD. But once I get my rhythm, the GSD gonna kick in and I'm getting everything done. You thought that was sped up, didn't you? That was the real time. And that's without cannabis. Oh, let me say this. I was listening to these kids, adult age kids. I was listening to these kids at this page that used to always come across my feed, and it's 8 at the table, and it'd be always some old adult age kids with trash ideas of adulthood. But hey, they're procreators, and this country did that. That ain't my job to clean up at this point. It's too late anyway. Ain't no time for all that shit. But anyway, as is typical for this page, I stopped getting trolled in my feed by it because I just started, I want to say I blocked their page, but I apparently didn't block their page if I'm getting them again. You know what? I bet Instagram unblocked them. I bet Instagram, because matter of fact, let me stop saying that word right now. The point is, I was listening to these kids talk. It was an interview with Nipsey, an old interview with Nipsey. And they asked him if he smoked weed, and he was like, no, because he just wanted to be, well, he's young. So he's been using weed like young people use it, just to be stoners and go around and getting high and whatnot. So he wasn't even responding in the capacity of cannabis being able to help you. You can actually tell low key. That's one of the signs right now until people get comfortable with it, which I doubt that they will because it won't help the supremacist narrative. But until people get comfortable calling cannabis cannabis, and the reason why I call it cannabis is because, I'll tell you that at the end of the story. So you can tell by who has a tendency to call it weed. You can tell a person's level of colonization sometimes about it and what sticks by how they refer to it sometimes. And most of the people that use it progressively don't often call it weed anymore. I'll tell you why I stopped. That's a conversation for after this story time. So they were sitting there and they were asking if he smoked, and he basically said no, he doesn't smoke because he likes to a valuable reason for someone who's young enough to not have studied the real human benefits of cannabis. So this was a very professional answer. And he said, because when I get a seat at the table, I want people to take me seriously. You know, you get more deals when you're cognizant. And he said he has red eye symptoms like that. So people can visually tell when he's high. And so he wouldn't be able to close a lot of deals that way, collaboration deals and whatnot. But he was clear that he had nothing against it. And in fact, he said you will probably get 95 of the deals if you are using if you do smoke weed. That's what he said. I have to be clear in this context. He said you'll probably still get 95% of the deals. He's like, but I want 100% of them, which I respect. I love that dude for that. But he was still young. He still wasn't mature enough to know that to not automatically affiliate cannabis with a lack of motivation to be productive. So when he told them, when they asked if he smoked weed, and he was like, no. And so they were like, well, about how long has it been since you smoked? He's like, about 5 or 6 months. The female interviewing that's sitting next to him said, you just quit cold turkey? That told me everything I needed to know. I ended the interview right there. I don't know a lot about what happened after that. Because I could clearly see that between the host of adults, kids that were interviewing him, and his youth. He's still an adult. He was still an adult, but he's still young. And based on his youth and the whole young outlook, the whole young and semi-colonized outlook on cannabis, I stopped watching the interview because, it was clear where they stood, and I just, and I don't want to go around always, side-eyeing and dogging anybody that got something not necessarily positive to say about cannabis. I'm not that chick. You do you. But when y'all really wake up to the variety of sure, it could get you high enough to not be trusted to be responsible. It can get you that high if you smoke that much, if you use that much of the right type of cannabis. But it can help you. And in fact, a sociopath cannot get anything over on me to begin with. When I utilize the right dose of cannabis, not only will you not get anything over on me, I can walk anybody else who's buying your bullshit through the steps to how they can tell that you own some bullshit. That's just me. So let me hit this again. CBD. I ain't mad at the convenience that Mr.'s allergies to cannabis have afforded us. Not mad at all. All right, here we go. I just had a whole fucking speech about okay. I don't fuck with neither one of them people. And it's not for shady reasons. It's because they're apologists for supremacy and don't even realize it. Or maybe they do realize it and it's just worth it to them, but I think they don't realize it. They think they really being on some one love shit. Which is cool by me. They the ones gonna get burned by their allies. Especially in the industry. But I knew she was gullible though. Well, I knew there was potential for her to be an apologist, but I didn't know for sure she was until I had a direct interaction with her personally. And I was like, ooh, okay. All right then, sis. Take care. Good luck surviving. It's actually a whack ass song though. Okay, I don't know who this is, but it's a collab with Babyface, so I'm guessing it's gonna be a banger. Lucky Day. Oh, shoulda. Oh, that's his name. Y'all know who that is. They look like somebody just young people know, and I just don't know. Oh, okay. They just put a shoulda brought. Okay, I see what they did. They just took an old song, and since it was Baby Faces, they figured they put him on the hook so they wouldn't have to beg to use the song. But like I said, it's the groove I thought it would be with him on it. Should have been with you. Should have been right by my. You should have brought that ass home. It was a lot. Thick. It was a thick hit. When you can see the smoke coming up through the tube, it's just average. Oh, actually, that was more than I thought it was. Okay, let me quit playing. So what I was talking about. So what I was saying was, like, young people are further colonized with regard to cannabis, which is why fewer of them refer to it as cannabis. Because sometimes I swear I think I see a mouse moving on my monitor. But I guess if they're micromanaging what we're watching, that they're going to need to have remote access to our shit like that. So do what you got to do, Agent Orange. That's what I call my agent. So yeah, I was saying that young people are further colonized with regard to cannabis. Young people are further colonized with regard to the use of cannabis. And that's why most of them still call it weed. That's why most of them think in terms of getting high. And that's why most of them feel like it's inappropriate in a professional setting. Because those people that collect, and the masses, most people feel like it's inappropriate and inappropriate in a professional setting because they feel like you can't be high and be cognizant, which for me as a grown person, which for grown people is ironic because they're the main ones rushing around right now talking about erase the stigma. But of course, again, young people, that is what they use it for, and they don't have and within that mentality, they cannot even fathom someone who may even, oddly enough, need to use it, and so therefore it would be perceived medically to be able to hold a conversation with it. Like if somebody say has a severe version of our SAD that we have, right? There are people that use cannabis to tackle that. And not even indirectly, I'm one of those people. Like, I'm much quicker to turn on the camera if I'm lit. And it's been that way for a long time. You know, back when we were drinking, and you guys know when that was. It was a while. It was a few years ago. When we transitioned from drinking to cannabis, I actually was still going stepping 3 times a week, right? Mr. would be at home waiting for me, but I would go dancing 3 times a week. I got so comfortable and it became such a preference and kept me so aware that I'd rather do that than drink. So what I would do when I go out by myself is I would actually, now there was an adjustment period because, you know, people talk about how it's good for treating anxiety, but in the same breath, they'll tell you it causes you to be paranoid. Both are true. I've done videos about that on Patreon. So we won't get into that here. However, again, some people need it, and I use that term lightly. In fact, I don't even want to say that because that whole girl's reaction about him quitting cold turkey was my trigger. It was my trigger. She's like, you quit cold turkey? And he was like, well, yeah. And so then they started talking like, I don't know, just everyone's reaction in the room to him quitting, quote unquote, cold turkey told me that These kids know nothing about cannabis. The whole beauty of it is that it's not addictive. Mr. is not smoking right now and has not for a couple of weeks because we learned that he truly is allergic to it. So we're seeing something right now. He hasn't quit smoking altogether, but we were like, okay, well, he quit for some control testing. So we will know how to manage without him having a flare-up of allergic reaction as he uses it for his wellness. So he's still going to use it. He's still going to be able to use it, but we're doing what we need to do for our best wellness. And yeah, the fact that it was when they said, so you quit cold turkey, and she drew herself back in such amazement that he could quit cold turkey. You know, same people that feel like that are the same people running around talking about erase the stigma. It's the real gag is that cognitive dissonance is a hell of a drug. There's nothing more addictive than something that you don't realize you're addicted to. So, yeah, I just pay attention to little bitty stuff like that. And so sometimes, like my friends know me, so they can see me listening to somebody. And I'm going to always be listening because I don't talk around people I don't know. I know y'all can't tell because I be running my mouth with y'all. But when I'm around people I don't know or don't trust, I'm very quiet. So people think I'm mute or something wrong with me. Because even if they address me, I give one word answers. I don't trust nobody. I don't trust them people like that, right? So my friends and I can be somewhere or at an event pre-COVID. And someone will be talking. And my mind is and I'm making all the character assessments I need to make to know that if I need to always be mute in the company of this individual. So, but the people that know me, they know me. So they don't even find it unusual that I'm so quiet in contrast to how yippity yappity I am around them when it's just us. They already know when it's other people coming around, her radar is going up and she gonna shut the fuck up and back up in the corner and dip back up in the corner and I might not even look like I'm paying attention. I was the best security guard for my celebrity friends back in the day because it looks like I'm oblivious because I'm just sitting around doing this and this and this and this and that and the other and the third and the 17th, and I see every fucking thing. And I could tell my people later, this happened over here and this happened over here and this happened. And this ain't about nosy and gossip. It's like, watch your back because I saw this. Or not even I saw this. It wasn't even no snitch situation. It was just like, I don't trust this because this. And it would come to fruition. It would materialize. It still happens. It still happens. It still happens. And y'all, I know y'all think I don't get a benefit of the doubt. So 2021, it wasn't a resolution because I don't believe in those. You make a decision and you change something. That's what the fuck you want to change. And you change it right then. You don't wait till a whole new motherfucking year. Change it. I wrote an article about that years ago. But y'all know I always got the unpopular opinion on things. But I'm saying that to say that I gave it a shot in 2021. I gave it a shot to give people more benefit of the doubt. You know what I learned? I learned that I'm right. I learned that my assessment of character is accurate as fuck. And I question myself. Why would you do that because somebody else thinks that you're mean because they think you don't give the benefit of the doubt? Because the reality is I've been given the benefit of the doubt. People come in and show me who the fuck they are the first time and I believe it. That's how that works. But to other people, it's not given the benefit of the doubt. Well, I gave the benefit of the doubt. They showed me the red flag. I believed who they are. I ain't fucking with them. But you can fuck with them in the name of being nice if you want to. And I don't have a problem with that. I'm not even trying to discourage you from fucking with them. I see what I see. And I'm not trying to influence your opinion of them with what I see. I see what I see. And I'm going to protect my motherfucking spirit. And if you gonna partner up with them, I I don't have no problem with that either. But the company you keep, bitch. I'm still gonna love you, but I'm gonna love you from afar if you teaming up with that hoe. Cause I already know. And then I get my shoulder ready. Cause in a couple of months they will be crying on it. Let me know what this motherfucker did that was well within character from the beginning that I saw and chose not to be victimized by. This is your night tonight. Everything's gonna be alright. This is your night tonight. Everything's gonna be. This is your night. Oh, let's go celebrate. So what was I saying? Yeah. So I gave it a fair shot for 4 days in the 20 of the 21, and fuck that shit. I believe people when they show me who they are, but y'all go ahead on. And incidentally, the day after this is when, incidentally, was the day that colonizers had the Trump rally at the Capitol. They acted like it was a revolutionary movement. I want to do a video about that too. I started to go live because everybody else was seeing the same obvious shit, of course. But there was so many, there was 100 other little bitty tidbits that I saw that no one else saw. They were so obvious to me. I want to do it now, but if I do it now, then that'll ship me out of another hour. Cause I gotta do my hair and clean the house. I don't know if any of you natural hair bitches have ever tried to do your hair and clean the house, because house cleaning is a whole job in and of itself, and you're not gonna never finish it by the end of the day. And wash day is gonna eat half your day up. So I don't know how I think I'm gonna do this and talk with you, because I want y'all to talk to me to make the time fly by. But we gonna see. We gonna see. I might not turn the camera on, but if I don't turn the camera on, it ain't gonna be because I'm not high, because I'm gonna be high. Oh, that's what I was saying. Yeah, so I actually use it. I'm actually quicker to turn the camera on for a video when I'm using cannabis. And what I was alluding to back in the day when I was drinking and transitioned into stopping drinking, I still went out 3 times a week, but what I would do is use cannabis instead of alcohol, and that way I can enjoy being lit but still be perfectly cognizant and jump into action if anything should go down and I need to turn my high off and become quick and responsible. Well, I don't know about quick, but responsible and responsive to things that I need to be attentive to. And again, there was a grace period where I had to get comfortable being in public. It's just like when you first start using it, and a hefty part of your paranoia is wondering who knows that you're high. And I did a video on that as well to encourage you on how to balance using it for anxiety, knowing that a side effect can potentially be paranoia. That's on Patreon. So yeah, I really took the long route to tell you that I used to front with tonic water while high in public. Everybody drinking? I got a tonic water with a little lemon or something in it, or cherry or something, make it look like a little cocktail. But nope. Just cannabis. And don't fuck with me. My biggest concern once I was an experienced adult user of it is being nicer to people from where I stand. I know y'all still don't consider me nice to strangers, but being nicer to people than they deserve. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things I love about masks. I was just talking to my sister yesterday. I miss her so much. She's a New Year's baby too. I meant to put up a dedication to her on Instagram. I'm gonna do that. She don't follow me no way. That's hard to do when you got 7 million people that adore you though. You know what I mean? Plus I get to talk to her on a, oh, I can share it with y'all. Ain't nobody else gonna come through. Cause eventually, cause I don't care what she say, I want her to sell this art, y'all. Look at this shit. That was weird. The phone just started beeping like it was busy, a busy signal. Oh, young people don't know what that is. But the phone just started beeping like it's a busy signal randomly. Please don't